Good morning, Grace Christian School families. I hope this message finds each of you doing well. Well, can you believe it? We are in week 7 of the school year. We are moving right along, and I have some exciting things to review with you today. We have a couple guests visiting us, and it's going to be a real fun show with some important information. With that being said, I want to remind you that on Myra, the street out in front of us, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. And Cypress PD will be out there enforcing that speed limit. And it could be a pricey ticket, but we want to be good neighbors and we want to follow the speed limit despite possibly getting a traffic ticket. So just want to remind you to please drive safely along all the different neighboring streets here, and just be aware that the speed limit is 25 miles per hour, and that will keep you out of a ticket. Also, you might put on your phones for reminders that Monday is street sweeping day around the school, and they do come through just like clockwork, starting about 8:30, and the street sweeper comes through, and that little ticket truck follows right behind, and they love creating revenue with the street sweeping tickets. So that's what's going on around here, so let's get right into it. You may notice, but today is School Spirit Day. It is teaming up, and you'll see a lot of sports teams out there. I have like an Easter-looking shirt on today, and that's because I'm in a number of different meetings today that are videoed, and some of them are a little bit more professional that wouldn't quite look right with me having a Roll Tide Alabama shirt on or something like that. But a lot of great fun going on campus. It means today is Costco pizza for lunch. The kids always look forward to that, and there's tons of jerseys out there. And I put up here the Los Angeles Football Club logo. It is amazing how that new franchise has really taken off with football and surpassed the galaxy. But great job to them. I know my assistant, Miss Oru, is really into soccer, and that's in her honor, posting that up. Being today's Spirit Day, it means it's restaurant night, and we are at Chick-fil-A in Seal Beach. If you are not aware of where it's at, you can Google it, or you can go on to any of the other apps to find Chick-fil-A in Seal Beach. Here is the flyer. Make sure you print it up. It's for drive-through. It's from 5 o'clock to 8, and they give a portion of their sales back to the school. This is a painless way to help Grace Christian School. You don't have to cook tonight. Chick-fil-A will do the dishes, and you are benefiting the school. So hopefully we would get to see you at Chick-fil-A, but unfortunately because of COVID and everything, it's drive-through only. Emergency preparation and preparedness. That's something we're always talking about here at school. I've talked to you about our emergency stand and all the great efforts that we go to make sure that we have supplies to keep us safe if there was ever a disaster. I want to take a moment and ask each of you to start to plan ahead for your homes, to keep your family safe in case there was an earthquake. If you've been watching the news, there was like 250 microquakes around the Salton Sea one day, and we're getting some different quakes here and there. One thing that my wife and I have done is we have one case of water under each bed in our house. And there's only the two of us, and we have a few beds, so that would give us water in case something were to happen in a disaster. So take over the next week or two, and when you're out at Costco or wherever you are, pick up an extra case of water now that it's on the shelves, and tuck it away under a bed, and that'll be there for you. With that being said, we do a lot of drills here on campus for earthquakes, for fires, for lockdowns, and it's really important. Our distance learners, you need to be doing these drills at home also, because there's a likelihood if an earthquake happens, you're going to be at home on distance learning. So here's Marissa with a little helpful tip for all of you.
Hi, my name is Marissa Krebs, and I'm the president of National Junior Honor Society. Today we're going to talk about how to be prepared if there's an earthquake. First, you duck under a surface. Then, you're going to cover your neck with one of your hands and grab onto a leg of the table that's near you. If you're at school, wait for the shaking to stop and your teacher will give you further instructions on what to do. If you're at home, walk outside and make sure that there's no falling debris anywhere.
Thanks, Marissa. Marissa did a really good job of talking about what to do for an earthquake. Yes, if you're at home, you will look for falling debris before you go out and make sure it's safe to do that, and find a safe area and meet together with your family. You don't want to be in a room that could possibly have things fall down on you. And if you are in school, you're going to wait for your classroom teacher for further instruction. So Marissa, great job. We appreciate that demo, and she's doing that in our art room, and our students do that. So parents, take a moment and talk to your kids about the drills that they've done at school. Charleston Rap is going on. That is our big contactless fundraiser with gift wrap and other things, and a lot of us have started already receiving our packages. I know that I did. I ordered that large cast iron grill that's on one side. You grill, and if you flip it over, you can do charbroiling for steaks and things like that. And it is terrific. So much so that my daughter saw it, and she is going to order one. So your orders are coming in now, and it looks like a lot of fun. So there's only a few days left of Charleston's Rap. Make sure you're getting your orders in so your kids can get credit, the school can get credit. It's a great fundraiser, and it's a great way to help our school. I know we talk about fundraisers and things a lot, but that's what helps us do extra things on campus. And what we always try to do is look for things that benefit you, and during the course of your normal day, it helps us also. And a program that we have like that we have been running for quite some time is our script program. It has done amazing things for our school. The first couple of years, we used all of the resources to redo our computer lab, and it takes dedicated individuals to run our script program. And one of our most dedicated individuals is Cora, and Cora has a message for all of you.
Good morning, Grace Christian School. My name is Cora, and I want to introduce you to our script program that we have at school. It is a fundraiser for the school and for you that is going all year round. Year long, we do script sales. You can find this paper in the school office, along with this paper in the school office. Both forms are also available online. You're going to earn a tuition credit, or you can get a check back at the end of the school year, back to you, ranging in anywhere from $25 to as much as you earn in your rebate. We have on our green paper everything in stock here in all my cards. I have groceries, gas, retail shops, and restaurants and food. What I want to introduce you to is using these cards for your normal shopping. When you go to Home Depot, when you go to Sam's Club, when you shop on Amazon, you use our cards in place of your cash or your credit card, and you will earn that rebate for you. You can also use them as gifts when you're preparing for birthday parties or for weddings or anniversaries. But our big thing is Christmas. Get ready for Christmas. Christmas is big here for our script program, and we want to encourage you to come look at our cards to get ready for Christmas. I also want to show that we have American Express cards and Visa in many denominations that you can buy here without the service fee. So I'm here on Wednesdays, and you can come ask me for more information and tips on how to increase your script rebate, or you can also visit Barbara in the office any day to purchase script. So get ready to purchase script, and let's get fundraising.
Thank you, Cora. You want to get a chance to meet Cora. She's wonderful. She'll really share all about the script program and ways that you can help. She's out there every Wednesday before school, and we have everything. If we don't have it, she probably can find it for you. And she was pretty modest with the script rebates. We've had people pay for entire weddings using script. We've seen script rebate checks up in the thousands of dollars, which could basically pay for tuition for a school year. We had one mom who made it a point to buy everything she possibly could buy with script. She did, and her rebate was like $2,500, $3,000. Had another mom who paid for her entire son's wedding using script. Everywhere they went, they used the script cards, and it was a lot of fun to talk about. And I know another family bought a car using script. They found a dealer that would take, I think back then we had MasterCard. They took MasterCards, and she came in with script cards and bought it. It took a little bit longer. I don't know if the dealer was really impressed with the whole situation, but it did help the school, and it provided some great script stories. So next up is sports. In our junior high section, we do sports, and we play other Christian schools throughout Orange County. Now that's going to pose a little bit of an issue. We are postponing our sports program until after the first of the year. And we're not going to give it up, but the reason we're doing that is they want to allow people on campus to watch the games, because you have to admit, our junior hires don't drive on their own, and so parents are going to have to take them to the different events, and it wouldn't be fair to have them sit in their car. And some campuses are like ours that are 100% secure, and we don't have an outside footstep coming on to possibly increase the virus load or infect one of our students or staff members. So we're being very precautious because we think postponing this for just a little bit of time, but in turn allowing us to continue doing our full day education, is a small price to pay. But we will be getting back to that as soon as we can. So I want to let you know that sports is on the top of our mind. Mr. John Garius and myself are continually talking about what's the best way, the fastest way we can get back to doing this while we're talking to other administrators and keeping our campus safe as well as other campuses. Well, that's a perfect transition into COVID. And COVID here, I have this neat little chart. And basically what this chart shows is kind of like when you get exposed to the virus of COVID. And the thing is called the virus load. That's how much of the virus is around you that you're taking in or you're giving off. Now, if you take a look from the time you're exposed to the time you're infectious, there's a window there. It doesn't happen immediately. And that's why it's so important if a friend of yours tells you, hey, I just found out I have COVID, and you were with them yesterday, that you immediately start to shelter in place and start to see if symptoms start to show, or get yourself a COVID test and hold your family home. We've had family members who have done that, and it has prevented any outbreaks here on campus. Now, if you take a look, then you have the infection period. That's when the viral load goes up the most in your body, and you're less likely to give off a false negative on a COVID test. And then if you pay close attention, the infection ends while you still have a little bit of symptoms. If you're going through and your fever breaks and it's done for 48 hours, but you still have a little bit of a loss of taste, you no longer are considered infectious. And then you have the recovery zone that comes out as you go through and the virus load continues to drop. I've learned more about COVID than I thought I would ever know about any disease in my life. And I believe it's extremely important for me to understand more about it so I can keep all of our students safe, I can keep our staff safe, and I can keep you safe at home. Now, I have a little bit more information here to share with you. Excuse me. I'm part of a COVID task force with administrators across the United States. And once a week, we continually meet. We answer a set of survey questions as it relates to our school, how many students we have. And there's probably about 20 questions on there, and occasionally there's new ones. But one of the things that they did find in our collaboration is we are made up of both public and private schools, that the public schools are taking fewer precautions than the private schools are. And if you look here, they found from talking to all of us, 96% of us are reporting the use of masks and pre-screenings. Now, some schools are asking you to screen at home rather than screen on campus. And we're not doing that. That's 96%. We're doing it on campus, but we're asking you also to check at home. And that's just one extra way to keep our kids safe. And then if you look here too, 85% of schools have done something to improve their ventilation. Unfortunately, in looking at the data, that number is skewed because of the private schools doing stuff and public schools aren't. This is no slight on public schools. They are doing everything they can to get their children safe, and they have red tape that they have to go through. Here, if we know something is right and the data supports it, we're going to do it immediately to protect our students and staff. Now here, I want to show you this next chart right here. Currently, there are there's 1,700 schools that are participating in this throughout the United States. And between the 1,700 schools, we have over 500,000 students who are currently going to school, enrolled in class, and we have about 58,000 staff members going. And so far, in 7 weeks, some of us have started later than others. Some schools only have 2 weeks, some have 3. There have been 337 confirmed cases. That's 1/5 of 1%. So if you kind of look at it and you're into decimals, that's 0.0005% of students attending school have been diagnosed with a confirmed case of COVID. So it looks as though the schools that are coming back with students are taking this serious, just like we are, to keep our students safe so that we can get them going in a way that is productive rather than ignoring this and creating upheaval. So I just want to thank all of you parents for the hard work that you're doing. I want to thank all of our staff members and our students for being so, I don't know, so, I'm just lost for words right now. So advanced in how they look at this whole thing and so precautionary throughout the entire COVID thing. So my hat's off to all of you. One other thing that I want to share with you is that we are coming into flu season. And I'm going to share with you a conversation I had with one of our family members. They called here and told me, hey, I think I might have COVID. I might have been exposed. We're holding our child home, and I'm going to get a COVID test. So, okay, so what are your symptoms right now? I have a fever of 102, and I feel terrible. My body hurts and everything like that. And her doctor said, okay, wait till tomorrow to come because we want the viral load to increase so that we get a good test. This parent went and had their test done, and the test came back negative, that they did not have COVID, but they were displaying many of the symptoms. They had a fever, they had an achy body, they were fatigued, all the classic symptoms. They had a little bit of a cough, and so they waited 3 more days, and they started feeling better. The fever broke and everything. They went back for a second COVID test, and it too came back negative. And the doctor basically said, hey, you have the flu. The flu is going around right now, and it's going to give an indication that it's COVID. So I want us to all be safe and take precautions when necessary and not come to school. If you're sick and you have a fever, hold your kids home from school. That's what this parent did. They were being very responsible, and it protected our class not only from the potential of COVID, but that of the flu. So I know I dedicate 3 or 4 minutes every week of our show on COVID to you, but I do believe it's important because, like I said, I want to be in May and say that we went all the way through the entire school year and were responsible and completed our school year without a COVID outbreak. The last thing I want to talk to you about is Spanish. Many of you know that or have heard that our Spanish teacher had to step aside and resign. She had a number of things going on in her life, Mrs. Wadsworth. She had a brand new baby, a husband going to school, a husband working full time, and with the outbreak and everything, she just could not keep up with the demands. But she did a lot of work in helping us along with Mrs. Aguino, our prior Spanish teacher, and we haven't missed a beat. We've already hired a Spanish teacher. When we knew that she was leaving, she gave us a 3-week notice. We hired Mr. Contreras, and Mr. Contreras is coming in with our Spanish program, and we have taken this opportunity to completely are redesigning how we're doing Spanish that is going to, we think it's going to become a gold standard, and other schools are going to look at this. It's going to take a few weeks and months to be able to be fully up to speed, but we're continuing Spanish. If you have Spanish homework, do your homework. Mr. Contreras will be following through as we go on. We will be bringing all of our Spanish teachers together. Mrs. Aguino, Mrs. Garner from our junior high, and Mr. Contreras, and they're going to be working on our current elementary Spanish program, and you're going to see some really cool things that I am super excited about. We probably won't roll that out officially until the end of the year, meaning in December, but we've already started working on it, and Spanish is taking place in the classrooms right now. So if your child says, oh, I don't have Spanish homework, I don't have to do it because the teacher's not here, they still have to do the Spanish homework, and we're still progressing, and they're going to see a Spanish teacher on campus more than they did before, where Mrs. Wadsworth was doing the distance Spanish over the internet. But anyway, that's where we are, and that's the week. Parents, I hope you're having a terrific day. The weather looks like it's cooled down a great deal. We've had a number of viewers today. We were right up to 10, and I thank Cora for doing her video on script. I hope you take an opportunity to go out and see her. She is an amazing lady. She's been here since the very beginning with script, and she can tell you some super stories. And I'd also like to thank Marissa for her update on earthquake. And I'd like to remind you, parents, talk about preparation for emergencies with your students at home, what to do in case of a fire, what to do in case of an earthquake, where to meet as a family if something were to happen. Now is the time to do it, not during a disaster. Parents, it's our privilege, it's our honor to partner with you to educate your children. It's very exciting about all of the great things that are going on here at Grace. And I can't thank you enough for being so dedicated and tuning in and spending 20 minutes with me today. So have a great Wednesday, and I will see you next week for week 8, or possibly in the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A today. Have a great day.